I'm Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. Thanks for joining me. Now, it's not very often I show my face on this side of the camera, but today I'm not showing a process layout or a crafting technique. Today I wanted to talk to you about the joy of crafting. I'm going to go through my top 10 things that actually give me joy when I'm crafting. So I'd love you to join in, leave some comments below of what brings you joy when you're crafting. And I'm going to get straight into it. So number one, an organised craft room. I cannot craft if my room is messy. I really can't. I try. I always have to start by cleaning, end in my cleaning. I need to know where everything is in its place. If I see a little bit of a mess, it distracts me. So a tidy, organised craft room is where it's at for me, and that is my number one thing. The second thing that I like to do, and it's probably not so much the joy of crafting, but one of the things I love about crafting is actually organising my crafts. So if you've seen my recent video, I'll put a link to it, but the new drawers that I've got, this new unit at the back of me, you'll see that I love organising my craft supplies almost as much as using them. I'm pretty sure it's a separate hobby, but there you go. So that's the second thing that I like to do when it comes to craft, and that brings me a lot of joy. The third thing is knowing I've got the right colour ink or marker for the project I want. So I don't have a huge supply of inks or markers, but when I'm actually doing a craft project and I realise I need a certain colour, it always brings me joy when I open my drawer and I see I've got the right colour that I need. So for some people out there that have been collecting these products for a long time, I'm sure you don't actually come across this very often, but for me it's always a pleasure to know I've got either the right colour ink, the right colour paper, and things that match. So that is my number three. My number four is having the right coordinated supplies. So for example, I love Lawn Fawn. The main reason I love Lawn Fawn stamps is because they always do coordinated dies with their stamps. They're usually nice and small and fiddly. The last thing I want to do is constantly fussy cut out. So Lawn Fawn are amazing, but having coordinated supplies for me is king. And in the same vein, having the coordinated kit. So I love having the kit collections where you've got the matching paper, the die cuts, the ephemera, the stickers, the chipboards, whatever it is. If there's a collection, I love having the same things for it. So for example, I've recently got myself, let me show you, is from Pink Fresh, and it's the Office Hours kit. And I have been and got myself lots of goodies that coordinate. So this also brings me joy. It's using stash, particularly from my paper scraps. So I have been puzzling over what I do with all my scraps. I'm being very conscious about waste. So what I've started to do recently is create myself a junk journal, and this is something that I'm loving for my scraps. So I don't care too much about how it looks. I'm not trying to make it look beautiful in any way, but I'm using random bits because that's the nature of it, right? It's a junk journal. So this is where I can put some of my pictures, some of my scrap papers, maybe some odds and ends of stickers that I've got on old sheets, and this is what I'm going to use to make sure I use all of that. And it is a good sense of achievement when you go through and you realise you're using that last little bit of paper that you absolutely love. You're not going to throw it away, but it's just been sat there for a long time. So junk journal is my way, but it absolutely brings me joy using up every last scrap of paper in my stash. The other thing that I love is trying something new, and that's why I love watching YouTube videos. I love watching fellow crafters do things. They give me a lot of inspiration, and I'll often go away and try it myself. So an example of this is using modelling clay with my stencils. I haven't done that before. I managed to do that this week to make these little paw prints. And I got that idea from Virginia, so I'll link her video so you can see for yourself. But trying new things and learning new techniques is definitely a pleasurable joy for me when it comes to crafting. Where are we up to? Discovering new tools. The latest life-changing one for me is these life-changing brushes for my distress inks. I love it when new products come out. Creativation's a great place to showcase this. I would love to be there and see all these goodies, but I'm hanging on to all the videos that get released around about that time to see what new craft things are out. Next thing on my list is finding items for sale. So I am on many Facebook groups, as I'm sure many of you are, and when I see something posted that someone no longer wants, it's great to grab a bag in. It's an expensive hobby, I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. And so wherever we can get things in the sale, definitely go for it. Subscribe to newsletters. Scrapbook.com always has sales. It's just a matter of signing up so you get notified, because they're usually just for the week or a few days. Blitsy as well, there's quite a few websites. Sign up for them, you'll get notified of sales. Studio Calico, you know, there's never ending, but grabbing a bag in is definitely one of the joys of crafting. And the last one I want to share, and probably the most important one, is actually I love sharing my creations. I love giving cards as gifts and seeing the appreciation on people's face. I love sharing my creations online. So I've been doing Instagram for a while and YouTube for a couple of years now. And to begin with, you feel a little bit nervous, if you like, in case you get lots of dislikes, thumbs downs, not many views, not many hits. But I've actually kind of changed my way of thinking with that. I'm uploading them because I enjoy the process. Whether people look at it or not is another thing. But when someone does compliment you, give you a like, leave a comment, it absolutely makes my day. And I'm sure I can speak for all fellow crafters that share across Facebook, Pinterest, you name it. There's lots of methods that we can share. So I love sharing my creations online. I love it even more when I see that I get likes and views. So thank you to everyone that does that. It's great to be in a community of like-minded people that are so generous with their compliments, so helpful if you're stuck for an idea. People really do share and care. So this online community that we've got really has brought me a lot of joy over the last few years. Being in Perth, there's not a lot of crafting community around, so having this network worldwide has been an absolute joy for me. Like I said, there's only a few scrapbook stores around and they tend to have the same stock day in, day out. So it really is a pleasure for me when I share my creations and get compliments, and I get new subscribers or new Instagram followers. And so expanding on that, I'm going to put a bit more attention into my blog, which I created last year. It has been a little bit neglected, but again, it's a side of crafting that I'm absolutely loving as well, and getting more involved in learning new techniques online. These items are in no particular order, but if I did have to order them, I would say the clean craft room and receiving compliments about my crafting is definitely in the top. That brings joy and pleasure. So that is my top 10. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and let me know what your joy of crafting is, whether it's something similar to me or you've got something different. I'd love to hear about it. But thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I would love you to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments about this video, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. That way YouTube knows to recommend similar ones for you. And finally, if you'd like to see more from me, and I hope so, please subscribe by clicking the link below. I post new content every weekend.